up, YouTube? Joe's here for a very special video. I was contacted by Mike Lancaster of Tobacco Pipe Collectors, TPC, and you've probably seen the website, probably seen their Facebook page, and I was asked to participate in a Q&A, if you would, as a spotlight for their site, for their Facebook, and for their website, and so forth. And what an honor! I really am honored to be asked to do that. So, Mike, thank you very much. So, without further ado, I like that word, ado. let's get to the questions that Mike has for me about Joe Case pipes. I've been making YouTube videos for quite some time, in a number of years, as a matter of fact, but not as a part of the pipe community. That came and started back in September of 2011, so that's a year ago to the date. And now, nearly 1,200 subscribers later, I'm just like blown away, to be honest with you, that people would care anything about being a part of my videos. And I thank you very much for that. I really do. So, as far as YouTube community, pipe presenters, it's been about a year. I've been making pipes now for sale for a little less than a year. It started in October of last year, 2011, and now I have to go back and say that I've been a woodworker for over 35, nearly 40 years, I guess, and it's amazing since I'm only 42. No, good Lord's let me be here for 56 years, and good Lord willing, I'll be here for a lot more. But the woodworking experience that I had really helped set the stage for doing the pipe crafting, because in woodworking I did a lot of work with the lathe. Of course, I made tables and chairs and lamps and clocks, and one thing that really helped me was in making pens, ink pens, and that particular turning of the lathe of those helped me really in doing some of the pipe making that I do. So as far as actually making pipes, it's been just under a year. What got me interested in making pipes was seeing other pipe makers in the YouTube community, actually. And I started watching them, and I'm going, with my woodworking experience, I could actually start maybe making some pipes. As I look back on it, I'm not real proud of the very first pipe that I made. It was a very simple little poker, stubby pipe that I named the Ralston Stubby Poker. Named it after my dad. My dad's first name was Ralston. And so that's how I kind of got started in doing that. So it wasn't really one person in particular that got me started into it. It was several. Seeing a lot of the pipe makers who were operating at that time, and thinking, using my woodworking background, maybe I could do some pipe making myself. I really actually have several mentors. Again, looking back at all the pipe makers, you know, Mark Balkovic comes to the top of the list. He's spent some time, his own time, with me on telephone calls, on chats and emails and text messages and so forth, with questions I had, and he has been gracious to give of his time to help me and give me pointers. I think of other guys, Benny Sam, Benjamin Breyer Pipes, you know, Benjamin Wahlberg is his name. Ben helped me out with a couple of things. Craig Morgan of Morgan Pipes, as of recently, has helped me out with some suggestions on a couple of things on Skype. All of these things, to say all of this, and there have been others too that don't even know that I look upon them as a mentor, because I watch their videos, see how their techniques of making pipes and turning pipes and chiseling them and rusticating and things like that, and makes my creative juices begin to flow by watching what they do. So a mentor, not one mentor, several mentors. Well, I appreciate the fact that you say that my styles are current and popular. I try to look for something unique, whether it's in the bands that I use, the metal banding that I use. Other people use some acrylic banding, and I've done that too, and some exotic wood banding, and I've done that too. Just try to make them a little bit different, and then again, I have some help from actually customers who have given me suggestions on, would you do this, or a question. They ask me, can you do this with the pipe, and I go, ooh, that's a great idea, and I use that and come up with new and fresh looks on some of the pipes. As far as a process of a new design, I'm actually and I think about Orange County choppers. I think about when I'm trying to come up with a new design, what's going through my mind is something like what Paul Tuttle Jr. would do on American choppers, if you've ever seen that. I'm not talking about the feud between the father and the son or anything. I'm talking about what Paul Jr. would do, and it literally would drive Paul Sr. crazy. But he would start out with a frame and have a vision for what he was going to do, but as he would go along, things would change. He would cut metal to do this and do that. Well, some of the same thing happens when I try to do a pipe design, maybe a new design. I'll start out with a vision in mind, and then bang, something else will come to mind as I'm doing that. And maybe it's the way I'm actually turning the wood. Something begins to happen. Something of the grain pops out, or whatever. And that's kind of what happens. It's kind of on the fly. I love Jay and Jason Dagner to death, and they have really been instrumental in my success, actually. They're not investors, other than they bought pipes, so I guess you would call them investors. They don't sit on like a board of directors or anything like that, though I have asked advice from time to time as what they would think if I did this. But yeah, they had, as a matter of fact, Jason was the original designer of the Sleepy Hollow pipe. And when I say original designer, he drew up something on paper, a real rough kind of thing, sent it to me, had an idea of what he wanted it to look like, and then lo and behold, the Sleepy Hollow was created out of that back in October of 2011, just in time for Halloween, with that orange and black stem on it. It has kind of gone through a metamorphosis over the years. It started out as a stubby pipe, became more of a regular sized pipe, and today I have the Sleepy Hollow 2, which has the new version of rustication that I have on it. But he was the one that initiated that design thinking on there. He also was very instrumental in the Slayer poker, which I dubbed the Dagner Slayer poker because of his design. Once again, he threw together something on paper, sent it up to me, and said, hey, can you do something like that? I said, sure, we can work on that. And things came together, and that's how the Slayer poker was born. New designs right now that I'm working on, I've got some things in my mind, but the latest that have kind of evolved are that new rustication design on some of my pipes, thus the new Sleepy Hollow 2, that craggy rustication that I have been doing, and discovered a style, discovered a way of doing that I really, really like, and people have been going crazy over, as a matter of fact, and man, I really appreciate that. The latest full pipe design was the Mad Hatter. Again, that was a customer who sent me an idea, a drawing, and said, can you do something like this? I took that and took it to the workbench and started in with the equipment, and voila, we had the Mad Hatter to come, that was born out of that. As I have, being the man of faith that I am, God only knows. But I'll have to say the future looks bright right now, coming off the record sales month that I had in August, and on pace in September to at least match that, or maybe even beat that. And we're getting ready to come into the holiday season, and that's going to be incredible. So maybe I have kind of hinted around maybe an apprentice, just to do some help around the shop that would take the load off of me on some of the things that an apprentice can do, not take away from the creative juices of Joe Case, if you will, but to do some things like prepare some blocks, get shipping ready, do those kinds of things that so I can spend time on the actual pipes themselves. That's a possibility. That's could be in the future, and I've got some a guy I've been talking to about possibly helping out on that. But as far as the rest of the future, man, I look forward to creating some even newer original designs that I want to put into the system so people can order. And I'm just looking forward to hearing from people. Maybe they have some designs as they order the pipes. You know, on my site, joecasepipes.com, I have a number of pipes there that are listed that are made to order. In other words, 99% of my pipes are made to order. So when you order your pipe, it takes maybe 6 to 8 weeks before you're going to get the pipe. But in that process, by doing it that way, the customer is allowed to maybe change the color of the stem, make the bowl 7/8 instead of 3/4, change the rustication style, things like that, and make it stubby versus normal size, or make it a longer pipe versus a stubby. And so, you know, doing it that way has allowed me to please a lot of people, and I really appreciate that. And again, I thank everybody so much for making what I've been doing somewhat of a success. Started out, you know, kind of as a part-time thing, maybe hoping to maybe sell 3 or 4 pipes a month, and wow, it's really just kind of gone gangbusters, and I really appreciate that. And it came at a time in my personal life where I had left the broadcasting business to do some ministry work. That season came to an end, so I've been kind of looking at what am I going to do as I got into pipe making. And again, I thought, well, pipe making is really going to be the sideline. Maybe there's going to be something else I'll do, and that still may happen. It still, you know, may be a possibility. But right now, you know, those folks out there who've been ordering those pipes are keeping me in the full-time business of pipe making, and I really do appreciate it. Mike Lancaster, I hope that answers your questions from Tobacco Pipe Collectors, TPC. Thank you very much for spotlighting little old me, Joe Case Pipes. I appreciate your thinking of me. It's an incredible honor to be included in your spotlight, and I appreciate it very much. That's it for now. God bless you all, and we'll catch you next time.